All right, party people. You're on Grand Theft Audio. This is Jake Belcher. I don't have Brant Thoman in studio with me today. He's off on special assignment.
That bastard.
I believe he is serving enchiladas this evening. Because Brant also is like a regular person, and he
runs an enchilada truck downtown.
He's like he goes to catering jobs, and he says, "Oh, here's some extra meat, or here's would you like a cookie?"
Yeah, you want me to bring the bread around?
That's a specialized thing. Like you need
An
someone
extra
who has
roll?
butter
An extra roll,
certification,
yes.
and yeah. So Brant
Butter
thinks
licensure,
that his work is more important than goofing off on this show.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, sure. I can't abide by that. I can't say that good choice, guy.
Yeah, but you know, it works out great for me because my name is Ford Austin, and I'm here to take Brant's shoes and fill them out.
It won't be hard. I ask very little of him every week,
Yes.
So if you can manage to do the very little that I ask him,
I actually did bring some enchiladas that I have on
You
the
did?
table here. Yeah.
well, shit, Brent, he may be replacing you at work also then.
Look out, Brent! Here I come.
You better watch
Here I
out,
come.
man. Yeah, this is Ford Austin, a longtime friend of the show. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. I am really great.
Sure.
Look at how great I am.
Yeah, you a handsome man.
I need to whiten my teeth. That's for sure.
Is that what you? Man, I wish that I had something like that. Where, okay, look, I look at myself and I think, fucking beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't need to whiten my teeth. Though I'm sure I do. Yeah, sure I do. I don't think about any of that stuff. Can you see yourself? Look at yourself again. Can you see yourself and not?
I know.
Think
I
of,
just
like,
drank a lot of coffee, so I know that's. Yeah, man.
and not think about things that you want to improve.
I need to go whiten my teeth tonight.
Okay.
After the debate. After the debate.
Is there a reason that you have to have super white teeth?
No, actually, I need to tan my teeth. I will get a spray tan on my teeth.
Sure, like a healthy bronzing of like a
I will have them
orange.
Trumpified. Yes.
Trumpified.
The Trumpification procedure.
If that is how you get Trumpified, I think most people can say wonderful. I don't think there's a lot of other ways that you can take on traits that
people would
Trumpify
admire
you.
that? No,
yeah,
probably
they'd be
not.
Like, oh, that's great.
They'd be like, "Oh, look
I've
how
really
orange
done
your
it."
teeth are! I love it."
Yeah. So,
Welcome back, Jake. Welcome back, Jake Belcher, to the show. How have you been?
I've been pretty good.
That's good.
I've had a fun week. Like my wife was out of town for the weekend.
Oh, so when the wife's away, the mice will play.
I don't like calling myself a mouse. You know?
Yeah, you're a man.
That's
definitely,
right.
yeah.
So that's lots of times that I don't see what didn't I do? Strip clubs?
No, you didn't take advantage of the strip clubs?
No,
okay.
none of those.
That's one.
No,
what
I
else did you blow?
I didn't.
You
I
didn't do
watch
any cocaine? You didn't
sports.
buy any cocaine and
coke,
have it in the
coke,
house?
none
No
of those things.
hookers?
Here's what I actually did. On Thursday went out. The first day it was on the market, and I was so excited my wife was out of town because I bought PlayStation Virtual Reality. So I spent all weekend long with like a mask over my face, pretending to be Batman and fighting the Joker, or playing all these games, man. It was incredible. Like, have you done VR?
No, but I have really been following you a lot,
Mhm.
and it's a really, really intense looking thing that you're doing there.
Sure, with the big
with
head.
the head thing, and
Yeah.
it's freaky. It's freaky. I kind of like, whenever I see it, I think, man,
That looks dope.
my friend Jake is like stepping into
He's
the
lost.
future. He's leading the way.
He's lost, man.
And it's almost like it's that movie Brazil.
Oh yeah,
Remember that? Where
Yeah.
everybody's just I think like that whenever I see everybody in these headsets. And when you had that headset on, that looks fantastic, by the way. Is it a Samsung headset?
It's a Sony
A
headset.
Sony headset. So
yeah.
it's even better. It has Sony
Yeah.
guts.
Yeah.
Sony guts.
I mean, honestly, I think this is the best version of it that exists. But you do feel like kind of like you're in the future when you put it on.
Is it really real?
Okay. Honestly, I didn't expect to feel as immersed as I did. There was probably about 5 minutes into it, they did this thing to me where they put me in a room, like you open the door opens, like, and you like walk through it. And you get to the other side and you hear behind you, and you turn around and there's a man with a club, and he comes rushing at you. He starts beating you to death, and you're like, "Holy shit, man!" Like, it was fucking intense. Like I thought I would just sit there like, like this is for little old ladies to get scared. Legit though, I was freaked out.
Did they have a virtual diaper set to go with this? So when you pissed your pants, it would just go right into the diaper?
Yeah, they should, man, because it is some intense stuff.
You know, a lot of people are starting to have sex with these things already.
Okay, so this is the point I was going to get to. Every person that I brought this up to says, "So you doing like virtual reality sex, virtual
That's
reality
right.
porn?"
That's right.
Everybody wants to do that, and
They're already doing it.
they're already doing it. Like it's not even just guys. Like every lady that I tell that I've got this VR thing is like, "Well, are you doing virtual reality sex?" Like it's amazing.
Well, they have adapters that you can put on your computer now where, like, let's say you and I want to have virtual reality sex.
Okay,
right?
sure, let's
'Cause,
say that.
You know, we've known each other a
Sure.
while. We can break through that barrier and sort
Virtual
of take it to
reality,
the next level.
sure.
Yeah. So you are up in your house with your laptop, and you have the apparatus connected to your computer so that you can control it. And then I have it on me, on like a pair of underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you do on your apparatus
Yes.
affects my underwear. So let's say the girl, I just made myself the girl because I'm wearing the. Let's say you have the underwear on.
Wait a second.
All right, so
Yes.
so I have the apparatus and I'm making it go, and
Yeah.
you're feeling it and you're seeing it. So it's very real, and it's as real as that guy with the club behind the door that you just talked about.
Sure.
And
Except for there's a person who's representing that person someplace else, right?
yeah, but if you're seeing it, they can then be in front of you as an avatar, probably, or you
Sure.
can, eventually it's going to get to the level where I can just upload my entire
You would think so.
my visual representation. of
However
it.
you want to be represented.
Yeah, if I want.
Your teeth would be, your avatar would have very whitened
So,
teeth.
such white teeth or orange teeth,
Sure.
depending upon what I feel.
Cheetos.
And I think that the thing that's going to be dangerous is as we move forward with with this technology and all of these apparatus that people are using, just nobody's really going to have real sex anymore. So nobody's going to have kids. Rich people who can afford these headsets will stop having children because they'll just fucking jerk off to these virtual reality sex programs all the time.
Let's hope so.
And
But it gets that good that to trick us,
there was even another level that it went to last week. Somebody posted an article about sex robots in China. They're really becoming a huge thing that all the women are really getting
Was
into.
this a TED Talk you watched? Because there was
The
probably a TED
sex
Talk on it
robot,
this
the
week.
TED Talk,
Yeah.
sex robots. No, this was actually an article about how sex robots are going to replace men, and my comment on it was a little sexist, where I said, if women don't even buy their own drinks in a bar, what makes you think they're going to buy a sex robot when they can get it for free?
That's a very good point because they get it anytime they want. Like
Right.
basically, I mean, we say that
We
in a
beg for
cavalier
it. We have
yeah.
to beg for sex. Women can just walk into a room and, there's all these people.
Sure, we got to
waiting
have a house,
sex.
a car, a job. You got to not smell.
Yes.
There's so much good that you have to put into and work towards to have sex.
Yes, we have to bathe to have sex.
Sure, but
It's
with
such a
this
high
issue-
bar, isn't
okay,
it?
I'm not gonna say that like for us it is, but I'm sure that somebody in like Swahili or something where showers aren't as plentiful, like
Well, these
it's
Swahili
probably-
people,
it's
I
probably a
think that their
drag.
main concern is food instead of a sex robot, isn't it?
No, they fuck too, man. I mean, they like.
But they're not. If you're
They're
living in a
fucking on
mud
empty
hut in,
stomachs.
in Swahili and Swaziland, wherever the hell Swahili
Yeah,
people are,
yeah.
that's how ignorant I am
Sure,
today about
sure.
geography. And
How do you think they got there?
How are we
Other
so
hungry
ignorant?
People, other hungry people.
Let me
fuck.
ask you something more important. How are we
Okay.
so ignorant
Yes.
about the international culture of our world? Of our world. How are we? We went to college. How are we so ignorant about everything?
You can't know everything. I mean, you have to do your best to like learn the important stuff, but like because there just isn't enough time, man.
Do you know the first 10 presidents of the United States?
Yeah.
What are they? Let's
like
start with number
okay,
1
George Washington.
and number 2.
Adams. I don't know if that's his first
Pretty
name.
good, pretty
Sure.
good. Johnny Adams, yeah.
Sure.
Number 3.
Jefferson, Adams, again.
Yeah, John Quincy Adams, yeah.
Yeah.
And then number 5.
Okay, well, this is where it starts getting difficult.
It'd be Andrew Jackson.
Okay.
And then number 6. You're almost up to Martin Van Buren that you know from Seinfeld because he's number 8.
So I'm pretty good. I don't know the rest of them, man. Okay, what number is Abraham Lincoln?
16.
Well, then there's 9
And
in
James
the middle.
Buchanan is 15.
There's 9 in the middle that I don't have.
William Harrison Harding is number 14. John Tyler is 13. Zachary Taylor is 12. You're almost
The
all
kid
way.
from
Yes,
from
from
Home
the
Improvement.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
number 12.
Well,
and
I did not know that.
But then you go
I'm very
forward and you
surprised.
go all the way up to say the presidents, starting with Truman. All right, Truman. Who knows what he was? 33. Then maybe 34 was Eisenhower. 35 was John F. Kennedy.
Never heard of him.
36, LBJ.
LBJ, the Mexican blowjob master.
Yeah, lazy blowjob. Lazy blowjob.
I think L stands for the in like.
Senor BJ.
Yeah.
Senor blowjob.
Yeah, not for old people.
No.
Not for seniors.
But it's the best if you're a senior because you don't have teeth.
Okay, look, getting one from a senior lady, probably wonderful without teeth.
And she has those years of passion that she's really bottled up, and she's got knowledge. She's like a fine wine.
Speak a little slower.
Fine.
Hey, look, are we really doing virtual reality sex? Or are we just going to talk about this old
you
LBJ?
know, there's virtual reality sex. There's a lot of things that I have to talk to you about, and one of them is that we're too preoccupied with virtual reality sex. And we're not preoccupied enough with the fact that we're not educated enough.
Well, maybe it'll be like virtual
Why do we not know
classrooms.
shit? Why is it? Well, I think that's going to be great. I think that's a brilliant use of it. I think that's a phenomenal use.
If we can be like at the 50-yard line of the Super Bowl, we should be able to be in front of like, I don't know, Stephen Hawking teaching us something. Like, it should be very easy to just plug in any type of thing you want to learn and experience. And
You
just
can
go
already
do
take
that.
online courses through Yale.
Yeah, is that weird, man?
You can go online to Yale right now. You can go sign up, and
I don't
you
even
can
think
be
it's
a
that hard to
student.
get in.
You can sign up, and you can be a student at Yale by next week.
That's crazy. Online learning.
And you can say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Yale." Fuck you.
Sure, because
Sorry.
that's half the reason one goes to Yale, right?
Just so you can say "fuck you."
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
man,
I'm a wonderful person.
I'm a wonderful person.
Okay, virtual reality, and then we're talking about, we talked a little bit
Well,
about
that's what you did
politics.
this week. You were all over that headset.
Sure.
What else did you do this week?
I filled myself with all sorts of illegal material to possess. I read so many WikiLeaks in the last week of all these crazy things that are going on.
I like that you're bringing this up because I've seen that there's a lot of WikiLeaks, and I have yet to read one.
Well, that's good. You won't get in trouble. CNN this week came
Is
out
it
and
illegal
said-
to read it?
CNN this week has come out and claimed that you reading it is illegal. So like they're trying to do anything they can
To stop you from reading it?
To stop you from reading it.
What does it all say that's so dangerous?
Okay, look, we only have like
An hour?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't start.
Is there one thing in there that's really dangerous for us to know?
I would say that Hillary Clinton has armed some of the worst people in the world. There are a lot of people that the Russians are threatening to fight in Syria, and that's probably the reason that we're being pushed towards World War III without it being something that they talk about on the news every day.
I remember us being in Syria back when Ayatollah Khomeini invented the suicide bombers, because he was the one who actually invented suicide bombing.
Crazy.
Before that period of time, the Quran actually said it was against the Islamic religion to commit suicide, and he changed the rules.
Whoa. I did not
That's
know that.
Ayatollah Khomeini.
Well, I did not know that. They've definitely taken advantage of that
And
rule change.
And this is going back to Assad's father, who was in power in Syria back then, who we were arming and we were supporting all the way back then. And this would have been in like 1978.
Well, it's crazy the way world politics change. It's one of the reasons that we really shouldn't be, helping anybody fight anywhere. Like, I could say defending people.
This show that I'm doing right now is exactly what you're talking about. It goes all the way back to that.
Okay, I want to learn more about this show. We have
Do
to
you?
go to a commercial
You
break.
do want to
Yeah,
learn about
I
the
do.
show? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's sell some stuff here on this commercial break.
Sure.
What are we going to sell right now?
I think we're probably going to sell probably a couple other fine shows here on Zinner.tv, the name that will stand the test of time. Come on back on the other side, and we'll learn more about the tragedy of JFK as told by William Shakespeare, and maybe we'll bring in someone else involved with us.
Oh,
too.
I'd love to bring the director in and the creator if I could.
Great, we'll do that. So come on back, guys.
Hi, I'm Rob Schneider.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Matt McAndrew. Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Oakley.
And I'm Corey Cool.
Hi, I'm Martha Madison.
This is Slink Johnson, a.k.a. Black Jesus, b.k.a. Godzilla Lungs.
Hello, I'm Eric Roberts.
Yeah, what's up? This is Craig Wayans.
Hi, this is Brad Williams, and as you can tell, I have never gotten high.
Speedy Don.
And I am the fabulous Stephen King.
What's good? It's your boy Marcus Park, man. We keeping it lit.
I'm Money B.
What's up, y'all? This is Crazy Bone in the building.
And it's your boy Street Symphony. And you're watching.
I start. Hi, And I'm Nicole, and we're the ladies of Suicide Girls Radio, the world's leading BYOB radio show. Pour a glass of your favorite tipple and tune in on Wednesday nights between 8 and 9 p.m. as we discuss life, liberty, and the pursuit of free nipples. Or just flash it would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? People think flashing your tits is easy, right? And it's actually kind of hard.
And it's Mary Carey, of course, politically naughty with Mary Carey.
I'm always naughty. I'm always politically. My behavior is always politically
naughty.
I'm never politically correct.
Dr.
Drew, hi. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey guys, how are you?
It's all teary-eyed, Doctor.
I know. She wished she could live at rehab.
But only if Dr. Drew's there. Obviously, plus someone like, you know, because a little groping might be inappropriate, but I like the flirting and stuff.
When I walked in, you shoved my head in your.
No! Are you going to sue me?
Get politically naughty with Mary Carey. Mondays at 4 p.m.
All right, we're back here on Grand Theft Audio Radio. This is Jake Belcher. I'm still in studio with Mr. Ford Austin.
Ford Austin, yeah.
Hey, Ford, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How's it going, Jake?
Good.
Very good to see you again. Very good to see you again.
Sure. Well, it was a long break. That we had a virtual pause in the show.
A virtual reality pause.
Sure. Why don't you introduce our first guest?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to introduce this gentleman today. He's one of the foremost JFK theorists in the country, in my opinion, and he's been creating this production called The Tragedy of JFK as told by William Shakespeare for the past 25 years of his life. He's the artistic director of the Blank Theater, the creator, the writer, and the director and conceiver of the play that we're about to discuss. His name is Daniel Henning, and thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me here, guys.
Thanks for being here, Daniel.
You bet.
So, how long have you been putting this show?
Sort of 25 years. Not every day.
Sure.
You know, not every day. But I had the idea about that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, research and things takes a while, and so finally I'm putting it on the stage.
And it has been on the stage since September 24th when it started previews at the Skylight Theater here in Los Angeles.
Oh, sure. That's right over here.
On Vermont Avenue. 1816 and a half Vermont Avenue in Los Feliz, California.
Indeed. But don't put the half in your GPS or it'll send you like down to USC or something. So
yeah.
1816 Vermont.
Then you
good advice. Thank you. That's good. That's good to know. So where the interest and what made you decide that this was something you wanted to put that much time towards?
Well, you know, I started studying John Kennedy's, administration in high school. I was studying politics. I was really interested in that. And as you start to study the assassination, you start to bump up against, his administration, you start to bump up against the assassination.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me down all kinds of different roads. I'm a theater person. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. And so it ultimately just made sense if I was going to use this information and that I was going to create it in a theatrical setting. And that's what I have done here.
And you do have a little bit of a political background yourself as far as working on other people's campaigns.
I do. Yeah, I worked for my congressman in high school. He was congressman for many, many years, the first congressman to come out as an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
You go, Pete Stark, you go. And then I worked on Gary Hart's national staff in 1984. So
you remember Gary Hart, Jake?
Monkey Business?
Yeah, that was in 88.
Mm-hmm.
That was 4 years later.
Sure.
But yeah, Monkey Business. And that, so I love politics. And, there's no question that what happened to Jack Kennedy was about politics. It wasn't, Lee Harvey Oswald didn't have anything to do with it. So the story we've been told all along is not truthful. And so I want to make sure
Does this show delve into like what you believe the truthful story is, I would imagine.
I think so, yeah.
I imagine if it's as told by William Shakespeare, there's got to be some type of.
That's really one of the exciting things that Daniel has done here. He's basically combed over the Julius Caesar text and come to the realization that Shakespeare was prescient about the JFK assassination. And in your words, how did you get this script out of the play?
Well, in a way, to me, it was because I really do believe that, so much of what Shakespeare wrote in that play in particular, and there are other things that I bring into the text as well, other than just that play. But in it, the connections that he had, the things that he talked about 350 years before the JFK assassination, they made complete sense to me in terms of the assassination. So I was reading this script, and the connections of the characters, who Brutus was, who Cassius was, they were just literally leaping out at me and grabbing me by the throat. So it really was partially my journey was making those connections then for the audience that I saw in my head when I read the play, thinking about it in terms of JFK.
One of the amazing lines that you kept in the script was the one that's spoken by Hoover, as portrayed by Tony Abetamarco, brilliantly portrayed.
He's so great.
And he's getting rave reviews all over town in every single paper that covers the play.
When I realized that character was in my mind and in my understanding of who I think is responsible for the assassination, that it would be J. Edgar Hoover, who of course was homosexual, and he was in the closet, and we still today are supposed to say allegedly, although get over it.
Sure. I
don't say allegedly anymore. He's long dead and buried next to his longtime lover, so I think we can safely say they were together.
There could be some truth to it, yes.
So, but I'm reading the script, and I get to this place, and I read this line, and the line doesn't even make too much sense in the original, but in this context, it's shocking. So now J. Edgar Hoover in my play, and I didn't change a word of this, this is what Shakespeare wrote 350 years earlier, says, "If you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard, and after scandal them, then hold me dangerous."
That's crazy. He kept photographs of men in homosexual affairs, even though he was homosexual himself.
And he used it against them, and it was all part of his power.
Blackmailing.
Yeah. So that's just one little example of how the connection between what Shakespeare wrote and what happened in 1963 was just shocking to me. So now I'm let that out to the world. And
how does it feel to see your project come together and actually get to see it presented to other people?
It is a remarkable thing. I've had my own company for a long time, so I've always had the opportunity to do this, but I haven't done it because there was a lot of things I needed to know still, etc. Now, seeing it there, I am so proud of this company. There's 17 actors in this play.
It's a huge production.
Ford has not said, of course, but he actually plays John Kennedy for us, and he's remarkable.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
He is remarkable as the 35th President of the United States.
Thank you.
That's how you knew he was the 35th, of course.
That is how I found it out.
And, to see these actors so dedicated to this crazy vision of mine. Wait, I'm going to take a Shakespeare play. I'm going to change all the character names, all the place names. I'm going to remove 40% of it. I'm going to bring in historical speeches. I'm going to dress Jackie in a pink suit. And to watch these actors every night be so thoroughly dedicated to this vision, it's thrilling. And that's what the audience is experiencing, too. People are walking out of there knowing that they've seen such an incredibly dedicated company give themselves to this show. It's really exciting.
It really is a wonderful experience. I've never been part of a play with such a large cast where everyone shows up and has your back. It's like a family was founded. And I think that's a testament to Daniel's directing style on this project, because for the first week, we didn't even touch the script. We just talked to each other. We asked each other questions and answered them. For 17 people to sit down and answer questions together, it takes days. And they were all personal questions about our lives. And it's a very wonderful technique that I've never witnessed before in my life. And I know so much about each actor. I know so much about the play. I know so many things about the incident itself, that what it does is it just allows you to go on stage as an actor and just be the person you're playing and not worry about when you're crossing or what you're doing or what you're saying. You're living it. So we live this play every night, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And it just came together organically. And it's this wonderful man here who directed it, who knew, it was almost like nothing was forced. If we ever asked a question, you said, just, we'll get to that. Stop asking me questions, we'll get to that.
Annoying in a director to answer that, right?
And then, and he was right, because all the questions were answered, everything was solved. All the problems that you ever felt would come up. They didn't even exist by the end of by the time we got to previews. There was nothing.
As a director, it's really important to me, when you're doing live theater where the actors are, they take over, it becomes their show. I am there for most performances, but I am not in charge of what the audience takes home with them. Now the actors are. So it's really important to me to empower the actors to be fully immersed in whatever show it is that we're doing so that they can give the audience that experience.
In that tone, there was a quote that you said that someone creative told you.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that
George
said that?
Firth, who won the Tony Award for writing the musical Company in 1970 with Stephen Sondheim, which was a hugely groundbreaking musical.
Bobby, baby, yeah. Bobby, Bravo.
And so George, I was doing a play here. My theater is just down the street here on Santa Monica Boulevard, Hollywood Theater Row, although the JFK play is at the Skyline of Vermont. I was doing a play with George Firth, and he told me this wonderful little thought, and I keep it with me, and I tell every one of my casts when I ever work, which is, in the commercial world, when a playwright writes a play, he then gives it to the producer. The producer and the writer then give the play to the director. The director then gives the play to the actors, and the actor gives the play to the audience.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. That's a nice chain of looking at how it all goes.
Yeah.
And it's all very true.
I mean, if you think about that's how everything really works in all creative endeavors.
Sure. Before we have to go off to our break, where can people learn more about the show and find tickets and those types of things?
Yeah, you can go to theblank.com and buy tickets through that site. You can also learn more about the show, and you can learn more about the illustrious history of the Blank Theater. And the artistic director is Daniel Henning. The artistic producer is Noah Wiley. We have actually you, Daniel, and Noah, and our other producer, Bree Pavey, brought this show into reality. And if you want to find out anything about all those things and all those people, go to theblank.com.
All right. That's very exciting. Thank you for coming in and talking about it. Will you stick around for another couple of segments?
Sure.
We have a couple other things we'll get into. And,
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, we have
Talk about virtual reality again, right?
Yeah, well, I think we'll talk a little bit more about politics probably with our next guest as well.
Why would we do that?
Because that's what people care about right now, man.
Do they?
Yeah, like, obviously that's why they're watching this and not the debate right now. Okay, party people, 2 minutes. And come back on the other side, and
we will be in our Bill Clinton and Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton costumes, ready for you.
Oh, I was going to go into my my Clinton virtual reality and fly around on the Lolita Express.
Oh,
This would be great.
good, yes.
Great.
Do you have an amazing Lemmy story for me?
An amazing one? Everything he does is amazing. The guy puts snarl in the metal. Come on.
Big heart. Love that guy. That guy was the real deal in every way.
Lemmy was just a class act.
So thank you, Lemmy.
No way I was gonna miss tonight's tribute to the Lemmeister, man.
Let's hear it for Lemmy!
Scream for Lemmy!
Can you feel the energy in the room? Lemmy lives on.
God bless Lemmy, and he will live on through all of us.
To the spirit and memory of Lemmy! Long live Lemmy, my brothers and sisters.
Jason Stewart here for Zinna TV. On the show Absolutely Jason Stewart every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Big guests, everyone from the gayest to gay to the straightest to straight. David, what was his name?
He's absolutely Jason, he's absolutely gay, he'll absolutely brighten up.
You ran from home and you're on the street. You've been ripped off, you've been used, and you could be killed. There is a way out. There is a way off the street. Not tomorrow, but now. Runaway Hotline will get you off the street. Call Runaway Hotline, toll free, anytime, day or night. Runaway Hotline gets your message to those who care. Call now and get off the street.
Commercial actor.
Get off the streets, guys. That they are out to help you. That is the Not Jake Belcher Runaway Hotline. So hit it up. Get off the streets, girls. We're back here on Grand Theft Audio Radio. This is Jake Belcher.
At Fort Austin.
And we're
Daniel Henning over there.
Oh, yeah, sure. But we have someone else who's on that same shot. We can't have one without the other. Kenny Stevenson. Hey, Kenny, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Kenny is a comedian. He is got a show at the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah.
Love that place.
Oh,
It's
sure.
great.
It's. I mean, that's where you want to be. I mean, it's a.
Yeah. Been doing
It's the cool
for
place to be.
7 years now.
Wow,
that's why it's cool, I think, because you did that. You made that happen.
Yeah.
Actually, that's about as long as it's been open, isn't it?
In LA since 2006, and then the new location off of Sunset, just east of Western, has been since 2014, I believe. Maybe 30.
Have you been doing your show there for 6 years?
The specific show, my politics show, has just been since January.
Okay, so you have a politics show right now.
Yeah.
DC.
Hollywood for ugly people.
Sure. Hilarious. And a pretty apt description of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
certainly.
Well, now that the Kennedys are dead, sure.
It is kind of the only ugly people who get on TV and stuff. Like at least in my world, like you don't see them on any other channels.
Well, it's not even. I mean, it's like they also it's all the if you're actually in Washington D.C., it's all the lavish parties they throw for lobbyists, and it's like all the same kind. They have red carpets and crap, but it's like there's just no one's. It's just all
Nobody
old
gives
white
a shit.
people. Yeah.
Well, this has got to be a fairly easy time to do this type of a show. Like, do you find
For another couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah. I guess after that, you'll. There's always something. But right
No,
now,
yes, John McCain has already said that they're going to block every single Supreme Court person who Hillary puts forward, which is to me just utterly hysterical.
Hysterical.
Like in a bad way, not like in this is really funny. It's like no, you guys.
well, she probably won't have any, right? Because Trump's going to win. So maybe we shouldn't even worry about that part.
You're in the minority if you really think that's going to happen.
Hilarious that Donald Trump people are minorities.
Yeah, in regards to thinking that he's going to win, yes.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying that. Look, he probably is going to win. I mean, not he's not going to get to be president.
How is he going to win, Jake?
Because he's going to get the more votes.
How is he going to get more votes?
Because there's.
Are we living in a bubble?
I thought he's already been talking about how the election's rigged.
Yeah.
Rigged in his favor?
No, I don't think that's what he means when he says that the election is rigged. And honestly, the rigged election already happened. I mean, she already rigged it against Bernie. Well, I know you have to talk about that. You can't talk about the actual rigging. Let's talk about the misspoken word. But no, the rigged election already happened with Bernie Sanders. She already shows that she can do it.
Well, I think I don't think she rigged it. It's just because super delegates still exist, which have been around since the 80s and actually I think the 70s. I think might have been the super. I'm looking to you as if you know. Because
I was actually at the '84 convention, so actually I do know. Actually, I was there when Geraldine Ferraro was nominated and when Jesse Jackson gave that speech, and so I actually they began.
So I mean,
that.
it's kind of the unfortunate thing with the system, and I think after this election they probably will fix it at some point.
Because this is the first election that was rigged.
I don't know.
Because I don't know how did George Bush become president. I mean, wasn't that rigged?
I liked how Al Gore just sort of shrugged his shoulders and scooted off into history and then won an Oscar.
He won.
They brought him back a couple weeks ago.
I mean, he won.
Who did?
Yeah, he came back.
Al Gore.
Al Gore did. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Won
And yet he somehow didn't.
But that's
become
not how one
president. I think
becomes.
that's a rigging.
But that's not how one becomes president in America. So
it's the Electoral College, which we didn't fix it back then, so I don't think we're going to fix it now, and which means we probably won't fix the super delegates. So
okay, do you find though that having your political show that it's easy or hard to get someone to come on and be the conservative side?
Actually, it's really impossible to find a comedian in Los Angeles who's conservative. So I don't think I've even
So
had
what do you guys
anybody
do? You just stand up there and
on the
agree?
show.
Like, I mean, how does that work?
Well, I think a lot of people, what I've found, and this is my experience, is that a lot of people who end up coming to LA to become either actors or comedians come from conservative backgrounds.
Red
so
country.
even though they might not be conservative anymore, like myself, like their parents are, their siblings are, and so they have that experience to kind of like pepper conversations that we have. As my family is very staunchly conservative, is all voting for Trump.
Where are you from?
Orange County, California. The Orange Curtain.
Where's that?
Is that what that is?
Really?
It's
It's
the
an
Orange
hour
Curtain?
south of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not.
Yeah.
You have to put the state on when you say Orange County. I think that like every state has an Orange County. Every
Yeah,
time I see
like
something
like Long Island, New York. It's the
Yeah,
same
like
thing.
Orange County,
Some
Texas.
states,
it's everywhere, man.
Some states are entirely Orange County.
Yeah,
actually, there's
like-
so- yeah, so-
Yeah, like Nebraska is
Yeah,
all Orange County.
all Orange County.
Wow, it's crazy. Every time I see someone from Orange County, it, like kind of pisses me off because like everyone should have different names. I don't know. Like,
I mean,
that
I'm
was not
from
important.
like Lake
Is that
Forest,
like something somebody
California.
would say in your show? Is that like something someone would say in it?
Maybe.
What is your show about?
Well, I do like a little monologue at the top, a la Daily Show or John Oliver, and then we bring a bunch of comics out. This month, can I plug my show?
Please,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
This month we have Brian Husky. I always forgot how to pronounce his last name. He's from the new upcoming TBS show. I just forgot the name of it.
That's a great plug.
People of Earth.
That's a great plug.
People of Earth on TBS. I've got Matt Jones, who is on the CBS show Mom, and was Badger from Breaking Bad.
Oh, cool.
This woman, Jess McKenna, who is on a new show on ABC Digital, which I forgot the title, which I'm great about, but it's her and her writing partner, Zach Reno. And then I've got Ego Nawadim. I'm pronouncing her last name terribly, but she was just in Montreal for the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival as one of the new faces.
Oh, you're getting a lot of great talent in on this show.
So, and we come out and we just kind of talk about, it's like a panel discussion about what's currently happening. So the next show is November 5th, Saturday at 7 p.m.
Timely.
3 days before
Timely.
the election.
Timely.
Yeah.
Do you do this every
it's the
once a week or
first Saturday of the month every month.
So how much of the show is dominated by Donald Trump? Like I know the news
lot.
is like 80-90%.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to, I mean, especially doing a comedy show, to not
It's such good material.
talk about him.
Sure, he's a funny goof. There's no doubt.
Yeah, but we'll talk for a while, and then somebody will probably just get tired of it, and we'll talk about something else. I mean, we had a lot more funny things to talk about when it was like 17 Republicans running, and there's been, I think in the last like 2 or 3 shows, there's been moments where we've all just kind of been like, like this isn't like this is
not
funny
funny
still,
anymore.
but like like this is like real, like this is real, like
it's getting
hey.
hard to lampoon the guy in
Yeah,
character
like,
sketches
you
because
know,
he does it
and
himself.
By the time the next show happens, which is in 2 weeks from Saturday, like so much stuff has happened since like the last show. The first debate
pretty
had just
incredible,
happened.
We found out what GOP stands for. You know, it's one of the things in the last month we found out. Yeah.
It's pretty incredible that all these
What
things
was
like
it? Grand
have
old
come
penis.
out on like Trump in the last like month. You know, all
I
these
wonder why
crazy
nobody
things.
comes out and says Mike Pence looks like a G.I. Joe action figure. What's going
He
on
does.
there?
Mike Pence, somebody actually on my show is funny. He said that Mike Wilhine said that Mike Pence is, if you asked someone to draw a Republican, they would just draw a picture
Mike
of
Pence.
Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Like that's just what he looks like to me. Like round face, gray.
He doesn't get any
perfectly
whiter than
parted
that.
hair. Yeah, he's like the whitest person.
Super white, whiter than the whitest kid you
Whiter
know.
than me, and I'm like 100% like Euro, like
100%
German.
white?
White, yeah, I'm very white.
And if someone were going to draw, scary clown that will kidnap and kill you, it would be Donald Trump, right? I mean, wouldn't that be just a...
Would you guys cover the new clown invasion?
Maybe. I mean, by the time November 5th, the Halloween will be over, so...
So you think this is Halloween oriented and it has nothing to do with like a group of people trying to scare people? What has a better chance of being talked about on the show? That or like the upcoming vote on the legalization of marijuana?
Both.
I voted for marijuana yesterday. I voted for it.
Yeah,
Early
64,
mail-in
right?
ballot. I voted
Prop
for it
64.
early mail-in ballot.
Oh. Yeah.
I read the whole thing gleefully, and I went back to my 12-year-old self stealing pot seeds from under my sister's bed, and I just filled in that little bubble, and I can't wait. I
I
can't
know.
wait.
It's going to make like $2 billion for
That's
the
right.
state.
And
It's
so
like an
half of
absolute
80% of that's
total
gonna go to the
no-brainer.
school
I don't know that I agree with
system.
you guys on anything, because I am a huge pothead. Like, I love weed more than just about anything, and I'm voting to keep it illegal.
You want it to stay illegal? Well, this is
Yeah.
this,
Because
there's
you
a lot of
don't-
people
because you
that are
don't want
doing that.
Marlboro in the way? Is that why?
There's-
Yeah.
Because
You
this
don't
is
want
the
what?
Sean
You don't
Parker
want the
initiative.
Marlboro, Marlboro taking over.
That is true. I mean, it is like
and I hate the
Anheuser-Busch, but
government
still.
to have control over anything. So like I will never like vote
Are you
for
a
the
Gary
government.
Johnson person?
No, that guy's a loon.
He is crazy.
Yeah, but no, Trump all the way,
Didn't
baby.
he say he fingered the that mountain the other day? He literally
John Oliver
did
made
that
some
segment.
allegations that he is a mountain humper.
He's a mountain humper. Yeah.
I don't know that it's true, but I do know that he's a loon. Okay, we're gonna come back on the other side, and
Why would you not just make it legal now, man? Come on.
because
it's a step towards.
Because then it's like
okay,
like
when we
little
come back, I
man.
want to tell you
What
how
can
we
we
got
just-
out of the Great Depression when we come back.
Hey, look, I
okay?
just want to legalize it. I don't want to legalize it and then give all the money to pharmaceutical companies.
schools.
Not,
And
not a
industrialize
dime,
it.
Not a fucking dime.
Well,
goes
in
to
this thing,
schools.
80% of it does.
No,
after
no,
you
that
pay
is a
for the
lie.
stuff.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
We'll be right back.
Sure.
Kiss,
Hey, we're gonna come
kiss.
back on the other side of this break, and who knows what we'll talk about. So just
screw you.
Just sit there and
Screw
think
you.
about all the wonderful things we could talk.
I'm gonna
about.
find
If
you,
we smoke a
Belcher.
joint in these 2 minutes, then who knows what we talk about?
Do you vape?
Yes.
I start. Hi, I'm Moxie. And I'm Nicole. And we're the ladies of Suicide Girls Radio, the world's leading BYOB radio show. Pour a glass of your favorite tipple and tune in on Wednesday nights between 8 and 9 p.m. as we discuss life, liberty, and the pursuit of free nipples. Oh, just flash it would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? People think flashing your tits is easy, right? And it's actually kind of hard.
If the fish swam out of the ocean and grew legs and they started walking, and the apes climbed down from the tree.
What it do is your man Money B from Digital Underground asking everybody to check out the Going Way Back show, your home for classic hip hop, raw and uncut. Join me
And me, DJ Always.
as well as Ty Teasy bringing you the old school new news every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here.
On T Radio V.
That's right, Radio MTV.
We're
Righty
back
dotty.
at Grand Theft Audio with Ford Austin and my man Jake Belcher.
That's me.
All right, here we go. We've got two great guests on the show today. Why don't you tell them who they are?
Sure, Kenny Stevenson and
Daniel Henning.
All right, you guys got it. Okay, so we never set any agenda for like our last segment on what we're gonna do here. We just kind of let
Cool, I
things
like that.
go where they're gonna go. In the commercial break, we were talking about
Prop 64.
Yeah, Prop 64 and
Vapeness.
and marijuana, and I am going to vote against it. And here's my actual reason why. My actual reason why is I have a lot of friends that are drug dealers.
Okay.
And I don't want them to lose their jobs.
That will happen.
Yeah, that's
that-
right,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Why don't they go work for one of the legal dispensaries? I mean, they'll have the resume. They can walk in and
These
be like,
people-
look, I have sold weed.
These
for
people
this
are
amount of
barely
time, they're gonna be able
employable.
to jump in.
These people are barely employable, okay? They hang around in their house and like they just have people come over every 10, 15 minutes and they sell them their drugs and they leave. Like it's gonna really wreck these people's lives.
I think these people being smart enough to deal drugs when
Maybe
it's
they'll get one of the
illegal.
new jobs that Trump is going to bring by
Yeah.
making America great again.
Yeah, they're going to get one of those
And
new
by getting
pot
rid of all of
jobs.
the
Hey, that's very
immigrants.
possible.
Yeah, exactly. 'cause I won't-
It's very
Exactly.
possible. There is one way that this could make America great again. Kind of
MAGA, hashtag MAGA.
if we had legalized industrial hemp. I mean, honestly, I could
Yeah.
give a shit less if marijuana is made legal. Not one day in my life have I had a problem getting weed. I mean, it's not like, oh, we got to make it legal so I can make it easier to get, man. Like, everyone needs to be able to partake. It's plenty easy to get now. But what we need to do is take advantage of the other part of the plant and the other part of the plant's family and use it for oil
Clothing.
and for lumber, for clothing, for
Don't we
everything.
do that? Don't we use hemp to make a lot of products?
No, it's illegal. There's hardly anything in America that can do it. There's a couple ways you can get around it in Hawaii. There's some manufacturing of hemp
Those
products
Hawaiians
there.
have got shit
And
figured
South
out.
Carolina has found a way of growing
They've got a
it.
company out there called Hemp Industries that makes 400. They just came up with 472 acres of plants. This
Is that the South?
harvest.
Is that in South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hemp.
Yeah, there's one other company out there.
What else can you make out of hemp besides clothing?
I mean, almost
Rope, paper,
Clothing.
I mean,
Yeah,
clothing.
It's also
soaps
one of
and
the,
stuff too.
the
Like, I think
fastest.
it can be used
Candles,
as like
I think,
yeah,
It
candles.
grows faster than trees. It grows faster than bamboo, which is one of the fastest.
Well, that's why we
growing
shouldn't
things.
vote for it, because it'll become sentient and will overtake us because it grows faster than we do.
That'd be
Human
incredible.
beings are
It's called
vastly-
weed for a reason.
Yeah, human beings are vastly inefficient reproductive animals.
One of the
so-
reasons that it should be
Sex
legal, though-
robots and hemp plants is what the world is. That's all it's going to be.
Okay, so let's say like terrorists want to come and hurt you, like they can blow up your nuclear plant. They can.
Not when that wall goes up.
And we make it out of
Nobody
hemp.
can get in.
Sure, they're probably already in. Hillary probably already let them in, man. I mean, like,
Okay.
so like they're probably already here, ready to do their damage. Like that wall's not going to do a lot.
Mhm.
But like if they get like mad and they want to like stop our energy, they can just go burn down our hemp fields. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. We'll just fucking grow them back again.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's weeds. They'll be back
Yeah,
again.
let's grow it
It's
up
like-
again.
Think
So,
how stoned we'll get off the smell.
well, I wish you
It'll be
could because I
hella
love being
Irene
stoned.
LA.
Can
But
you not?
But you don't actually get stoned
Off
from
of a hemp plant burning?
No, yeah, you
There's no
can't.
Just off of the
THC in it,
flower,
right?
Yeah, that's
why-
right.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
fiber.
we still decided that it's a horrible thing, and we have to have it.
Well,
be illegal.
William Randolph Hearst decided that.
Thank
for
you,
us.
because he owned the cotton farms and he didn't
And
want
paper,
hemp to overtake
paper.
it. Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't want hemp paper. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are written on hemp paper.
Booyah.
Hello.
Are you saying you don't want to legalize
Hello.
marijuana? I mean, how else is
Take
hemp
that,
gonna be
Mr.
legal if you
Belcher.
don't legalize marijuana?
They're because they're different ideas, man. Like one is
One step to leads to the other.
I don't think they do. I think that once you start legalizing it for like recreational drug purposes, it's harder to say, oh, well, now we're going to make this a plant that we're using to help in all of our other.
You're not really alone in
Industries.
this thought about this not being a good initiative. The Sean Parker initiative is really looked down on by a lot of people in the industry.
Is it really called the
because
Sean Parker?
Sean Parker is the one that pushed
Napster
it.
Sean Parker,
Yes,
like
yes,
Justin
yes.
Timberlake from the Social Network.
That's
Sean
right.
Parker.
Sean Parker
Amazing.
initiative. And
That's
it's
amazing.
because there at some point it doesn't decriminalize a certain level of pre-existing people in jail.
That's the only part of it that I feel bad voting against it because there
Dude,
are
if
people
you went
who
to
are in
jail and you're like
that's-
there
that's
for
the
like
reason.
20 years for a
know.
joint or
That's the
whatever it
reason.
was, an ounce,
It's terrible.
Well,
and
it's
then
not only
everybody's
terrible,
smoking it all over town, you'd be
one
like,
of,
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest racist institutions in the United States. Is putting people of color in jail for marijuana.
they say that
I
it's
mean,
based on slavery, the prison
yeah,
system
I
now.
mean-
There's a bunch of documentaries about
Sure,
that.
with the the way that people make money off of having prisoners now.
Privatized prisons where they
Yeah,
make
sure.
stuff for them. Absolutely.
So ultimately, like if that is the only reason, I'm for it, because that shouldn't be happening.
But see, I think we could make other legislation that gets those people out, that doesn't also hand over all the money towards the pharmaceutical companies who are going to make all the money off of this because they think they're going to lose
Well, I
money
mean, you have
off
to.
of
I mean,
opioids.
I understand what you're saying, but I think like the argument for is that you have to see it as a commodity. It's like, do you drink beer? Like
Well, I don't,
beer,
but-
okay, but people drink
Yeah,
beer, and like
yeah.
Anheuser-Busch is like a large company that just buys up, like just bought Golden Road
Sure.
in L.A. LA
Sure.
was,
Did
was
they really?
yeah, they
Yeah.
just bought Golden
Wow.
Road. It's ridiculous,
Wow.
but I mean, there is going to be
Didn't one
big
of them buy Blue Moon also?
yeah,
back in the day?
like pretty much a
Coors
lot
or
of the
something?
quote-unquote craft
Buy
beers
the
are now
craft
owned
beer.
by Anheuser-Busch. And so like this giant company, like that's going to happen. It's an inevitability. But I feel like you also have like craft beers. You have people who
More
create
opportunities
their
are
own
created.
stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
and
think that once we
it's
get it
free
legalized
market.
and it just becomes something that people can get, there's not going to be anybody who then says, okay, well now let's make this law better for us. I think that we have to vote against it and get the right law in place in the first place. It's not going to happen.
I mean, I just disagree. I mean, we've done it twice already, and
Yeah,
that was always
we
the
did it.
argument.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
like, it was like, well, let's get a better law. But I just feel like it's the two use cases so far: Washington State and Colorado State. Like all of the like negative things that they were saying, like none of
their
that
laws
happened.
are
It's
set
just
up
been
differently
nothing
for
but
like the
great
money to
for
actually
the-
help their state, and our money and this law is set to put it into companies, not into the
portions, but then 80% of it, I think you're right, it is something like 80%.
That's
is
what it
supposed to
said in
go
the document
into-
last
not
night.
a
Go
dime
into
is
state.
supposed to go
The
to
prop
schools.
reads that way.
It goes into like treatment centers. So like if you're against
Part of it, yeah.
privatized jails and stuff, this is just gonna be privatized treatment centers where people go and
receive treatment.
Or
for
you can look at it
abuse.
this way.
Yeah,
like
and that's
your-
so effective.
Your friends who are dealing drugs, they can now start their own dispensary themselves. And that way they wouldn't
That's
really
right.
have to even, like, they could go into, like, a bank.
Dispensaries are going to go away
and get a
It's going to
loan.
be something that you now buy your joints at 7-Eleven. There's
Not if you make it like a coffee, but a hash bar.
I think that's the best. I think that's probably the best thing is that people are actually going to be able to bank their money that they make off of the weed business, because right now that's the one problem.
It's huge.
Financial institutions won't take it because it's a felony.
It's a taxable job now.
And
then that leaves you open to theft,
that
and it
tax
leaves you
money
open to
comes.
And there's a lot of talk
things
about the
about
Fed
everything.
changing the classification of marijuana on November 1st to a stage 2 drug, which
Schedule
makes
two,
it
Schedule
a
two.
Schedule 2 drug.
Well,
yeah.
they talked about that happening in August. They talked about that happening.
What's going to happen now, Jake?
But why?
Because
I think Obama's
we
doing it, like,
want-
right,
before he
at
leaves
the end.
office.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like if
think
that
he's
was the
waited.
purpose, that's going to keep a lot of like liberals and Democrats at home on election day. Why would they do that a couple days beforehand when the people who were like, you want to go out and vote for the liberal side of the party, which you would think like that would be Hillary Clinton. You think that would be legalizing
Why would
marijuana.
liberals stay home if it
why
was
would-
changed on November 1?
Because then it's made legal. So why do you need
No,
to
it's
go?
not. You still can't smoke in your state if it's against the law in your state.
Yeah, it just changes it from it being Schedule
Just
1,
the-
which is the like highly
Like heroin.
Your heroines,
And
your
cocaine.
your
Exactly.
meth.
Like it's
It changes the federal mandate.
Yeah, and that's part of even the state laws when they're passed, they still are existing under this federal law. That
Sure, there's two
So
sets
even
of-
if it
of
passes
laws.
here before that, you're working in the felony business as Mark Wasserman of Pot Brothers-in-Law likes to say.
Sure, we had them on here before. The
Pot Brothers-in-Law?
Yeah, 25 words.
I wanted to say something else. So
we got to wrap this up. Yeah.
Okay.
Use your last point.
Then let's forget it. I'll come and I'll talk about the death penalty next time because that's also on the vote.
I'd be interested in that. Sure.
That's a vote. That's a vote. That's a prop.
Sure.
To change the death penalty.
Okay, dates and where people can find more about the show.
The Tragedy of JFK is told by William Shakespeare. TheBlank.com. We will be running Fridays and Saturday nights and Sunday matinees through November 6th.
Yeah, and that show is created by Daniel Henning, starring Tony Abedmarco, Ford Austin, Chad Brandon, Brian Brennan, Rosalind Cohn, Brett Collier, Kristen Unzio, Jerry DeSala, all the way down to Time Winters, Casey McKinnon, Bruce McKelson, Jacob Sidney, a lot of other people, Jonathan Lamer, and that's all the people I'm going to fit in there because I want my
Plug
friend to talk
yourself,
about
too.
his
Give
show.
your JFK.
Oh, yeah,
And
Ford Austin
JFK.
is in there as JFK. But also you got John, Kenny, Susan
all
Dineker.
new DC Hollywood for Ugly People is Saturday, November 5th at 7 p.m. It's $5. It's at the youth, so you could come to this show. It's only an hour long, and then you could drive over maybe and make it
Vermont
over to the
Avenue.
Blank
Right,
Theater.
exactly.
And you
Probably
will
it's better to
go
walk
out.
from here.
We'll hold the
Yeah.
curtain for you.
Yeah. So that and then that's and if you want to catch up, I don't know. Find me on Twitter, Kenny G at Kenny G Stevenson, and there are
Holy
back.
shit.
I have other episodes online somewhere of other shows if you want to hear.
I love that you got Kenny
old
G.
topical. That's my name. Is actually Kenny G.
Ford, where
Kenny
can people
G
learn
was
more about
pissed. Oh, you can learn about me by going to theblank.com to read about the tragedy of JFK.
Sure.
Or you can find me on Twitter at Angry Baby Monkey. It's Ford Austin. You can find me anywhere on the internet, Angry Baby Monkey. And also, don't forget to go to the Orlando Film Festival on the 1st of October because my new movie, Heels, is playing there. It's premiering there. And
Oh my God, there was just
but you know,
almost attacked us.
don't forget to come out and check us out at the Tragedy of JFK that closes November 6th because we are going to try and extend this bitch, and we're going to take this sucker all the way to New York City if we can, and then any other state and any other country that will have us and hear our story.
Best of luck with you guys.
Thank you.
And for me, you can always check out jakesshow.com and see what type of shenanigans I got going on over there. And lastly, Brant will be back next week. You guys may remember last week that we had a bet on our fantasy football game this weekend. And I whipped his ass like I said I was going to.
Oh my God.
So
He owes you
next week-
enchiladas.
No. We had a bet on the air. He next week has to drink something very unpleasant that I bring in for him. So
Do you already know what it is, or you're?
I have some ideas.
Okay. Can I contribute to that?
Sure. I love this.
I'll leave it on the way out.
So next week, Brent's going to drink something horrible. Definitely come back for that, guys.
Wouldn't want to miss that.
Sure. We always appreciate you guys tuning in. And I think at the top of the hour, is there drum smack? No drum smack. Those fuckers are lazy bastards.
Hey, thank you, Jake. This is the best show on radio.
I agree, man.
Thank you so much
Sure,
for
I
having
think
me.
it's the best show ever.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
A number one superpower.
All right.
I am worried that Jaws is going to eat you, though, because
does
when you
look
look at it on the screen,
It is very
he's-
intimidating.
He's right coming for you.
Dude, if you look real close, though, you can see that girl's like titties hanging out.
Oh, you can. Look at that.
It's very
Dude,
nice.
Wow.
dude.
That's
God bless
marketing.
the
That's
70s.
marketing. 70s marketing.
Very nice. Bye, guys.